Hi all, welcome to the explanation of the staff induction program. Basically, we are going to explain you today the orientation or the induction program an HR professional should follow during a new joinee. So basically, this is a kind of presentation that you can show to any new joinee to describe your company, about its culture, about the different policies the new joinee should follow, and definitely the organizational overview, history, its product and services. So we will show you the step by step approach. What are the different things you should show? What are the different things you should describe? This is just a sample presentation. You can definitely curate your own presentation as per your organizational need and as per the organizational structure. So here you go. The first thing would be the contents, which should have introduction to the HR department and business mission, vision, scope, different policies, organizational culture, then the structure, which will explain the different hierarchy and different positions existing in the organization, the responsibilities of different profiles, the company policies, obviously, which would mostly emphasizing the HR policies related to the salary, leave management, appraisal, work culture, and training. So whenever you are going to explain the HR department function, you need to explain, what are the different roles the HR department is playing, because as per the organizational need, it will change. So some of the organization will love to have a HR department who will only work in operations. Sometime they should ask the HR department to work as a business partner. Sometime the HR department will play a strategic role as well. So you need to explain different positions and the roles of the HR department. Obviously, a brief outline of the HR policies and guidelines, how they are doing the hiring, how do they are, processing the payroll, how are they doing the career management of employee, definitely which is directly related to the hierarchy structure of the organization, the employee training program again, which is connected with the career management, salary and compensation policy, employee recreation or employee engagement events and communication, and other different motivational activities. The next thing you should explain is the business vision of the organization. Maybe in case of IT company, it can be a product company, it can be a service company. So what are the different domains you have? What are the different things you are developing? What are the different things you have achieved so far? So that you need to explain. And other than that, also what are the different mission and vision statement of the organization? In case of manufacturing or FMCG department, obviously what are the different products you have, what is your market condition, what are the different challenges you are facing, what are the different new things you're going to launch. Everything has to be explained in brief. Business mission is basically, what is your objective, what are the things you need to achieve as an organization, what are the things you are follow, what are the cultural guidelines you have, then definitely the scope of services. So say for example, if you are an IT product company, obviously you need to explain what are the different products you have, what are the different functionality of the products, what are the different domains it is being served, and also in case of service company, what are the different services you are providing to the organization. In case of manufacturing FMCG company, obviously what are the different things you are developing, what are the different market sectors, segments, what are the things is being followed. So those things has to be described in this section. Now, quality policy, obviously, that's primarily applicable to the FMCG and the manufacturing company, because obviously, if you are a product company, you need to follow certain quality policies in order to maintain in order to maintain your company product quality, and as well as as an employee, you need to follow certain policies in order to achieve that. Say for example, you may be an ISO certified organization, you may be an ISMS certified organization. It can be 27000 on 2005 13. It can be a ISO 27001 or some 13001. So different quality policies that your company is following to develop your product. And as an employee, what are the different processes you need to follow to follow those guidelines. That needs to be described very well. Obviously there will be a separate policy, or there will be a separate induction program altogether to explain the quality policy, but the introduction has to be given at the time of induction. Now, the next thing is organizational culture. It's very important. The new joinee should understand about the organizational culture at the beginning. Different organization follow different culture. Say, for example, some organization follow an open door policy. Sometimes it's a very hierarchy oriented. Sometimes it is very much, bureaucratic system. You need to follow certain guidelines in order to reach to the next level, in order to do something new. So it's definitely vary from company to company. So it has to be described very well what is the organizational culture for, because from the very first day the people should understand the culture of the organization. Obviously you will hire someone who is suitable for the organizational culture, but on the other hand you need to explain them and align them with the culture of the organization. Now the next step would be, so that's why we have kept so many PPTs in order to explain it, because it is not only one kind of step, it is a kind of step by step approach which should be described properly. Now the next thing is very important, the organizational structure. It is like starting from the base level, what are the different levels are existing in the organization, what are the different profiles are there in the organization, because it will not only give them an understanding about the organizational hierarchy, but also it will give them an understanding about what are the different career opportunities are there existing in the organization. Even if they are joining at the entry level, what are the different positions are in front of them, what are the different career paths are there in front of them, what are the things they can do in order to achieve this position, so they can see a clear vision. So it's not a 1 year or 2 year organization, they can spend their 20-30 years in this organization and reach to a certain level. Also you should give some examples where people have joined at the entry or a very junior level and then ultimately achieve the desired position. Now the next one is the responsibility. So what are the different responsibilities aligned with the organization? So different responsibilities means, say for example, someone who is working at the junior level, what are the different responsibilities he have. As a manager, what are the different things you need to follow. As a team leader, what are the different responsibilities you have. As a project manager, what are the different responsibilities you have. So a brief description of all the profiles and the responsibilities associated with those profiles. The next one is then the company policy. You should remember, at first you should explain the overview of the organization, the history, policy and the culture of the organization. Then you go to the HR policies, because those are the things they need to follow. There is no deviation from the policy, so this is very hard and fast rule. So the policies will be covering different things like attendance, which will describe what are the different times to come and how to go in the office, what are the different working hours, what are the different shift timings, what are the different policies you are following, what are the different kinds of leave, casual leave, sick leave, how are you calculating it, how to apply for the leaves, how you are going to take any action if it is not approved. So all those things has to be described. These two things you must understand, that attendance, leave and payroll must be there in the induction program. So payroll is again what are the different salary structure, how do you calculate, what are the different benefits they have, what are the different components of the salary, how can they get the payment. Like say for example, if it is a leave travel allowance, if there is any medical reimbursement, if there is any medical allowance, if there are any other benefits like performance incentives, all the components has to be described pretty well. Appraisal, yes, that's another important point. What is your appraisal policy, what is the appraisal structure, what are the different KCIs, KPIs, KRAs has been defined. So also the step by step approach that has to be defined pretty well, because they want to understand what are the different things are there to grow. So obviously the appraisal is one of the most important point in that segment. Skill enhancement is obviously related with your training and development and your other areas like your trend career development, engagement and all. So skill enhancement is also very important in order to motivate the new joinee to stay with the organization. Training is obviously very well connected with the skill enhancement. So training program, what are the different domain training, technical training and soft skill training you are providing, what are the training calendars you have. You must have a training calendar. Even if you don't have, you should explain what are the different training methodologies or policies you are following, which is again connected with your appraisal and skill enhancement plan. Now that's all our, you should explain. You can have more thing in the segment of policies or maybe in the segment of organization or culture, depending on the organization and your requirement. But these are the some basic for things that you should describe during an induction and orientation program. Thanks. And so we will come with another nice presentation related to the HR. Thanks for the listening. Have a nice day and enjoy our PPTs. Thanks.